its color is white. So in your copy you will make 3 columns. In first column you have to write experiment, in second column observation, and in third column you have to write inference. Experiment, observation, inference. In experiment, the first will be the physical examination of the salt. In physical examination we will see the color of the salt and smell of the salt. Color of the salt is white. It means the transition metal ions like Fe2 plus ion, Fe3 plus ion, and Al2 plus ion, CO2 plus ion, Cu2 plus ion. These ions are absent in your given sample. Okay. So the other cation which may be present, maybe Ba2 plus ion, maybe NH4 plus ion, maybe Ca2 plus ion, etc. Now smell. How will you check the smell? You may check it. You take a pinch of salt on your palm, rub it, and then try to smell it. There is no smell. Okay, no smell, odorless. So you may write in observation column odorless, acetate ion absent. Acetate ion absent. Is it clear? Now we will perform dry heating test. In experiment column you have to write dry heating test. Dry heating test. Dry heating test. In dry heating test, the main things which we have to observe are, first, any gas coming out from the salt or not on heating. If any gas is coming out, then color of the salt and then smell of the salt. Thereafter we have to check the color of the residue left. Okay, so now we are doing it. We have taken a pinch of salt in a test tube and we are heating it in an oxidizing flame. You can observe a colorless gas evolves from it. Okay, a colorless gas is coming out from the test tube.
And then immediately take a glass rod dipped in HCl, conc HCl, and so here they see.
What happens? You can see
this
a dense
in
white.
the absence of any HCl, the gas cannot be seen. But in the presence of HCl, when you dip the glass rod in HCl and show it to see the formation of dense white fumes. Okay, you can observe the formation of dense white fumes. It means if the glass rod contains HCl gas, and then which gas is there coming out of the test tube? Definitely ammonia gas. And ammonia gas plus HCl gas forms a dense white fumes, aerosol. Okay, solids dispersed in air becomes aerosol, smoke. The smoke is produced, and that is your aerosol. So then what is the inference is there? That the salt must contain ammonium ion, which on decomposition gives ammonia gas, and the ammonia gas produces dense white fumes with a glass rod dipped in a conc HCl.
Okay, so observation you have to write a colorless gas evolves having pungent smell, gives dense white fumes with HCl, dense white fumes with HCl, as well as you can also see a white fog here. It is actually the solid substance deposited on the inner wall of the test tube. This is the white sublimate. So it also indicates the white sublimate, formation of white sublimate indicates the presence of NH4 plus ion. So NH4 plus ion indicating the given salt contains NH4 plus ion. Okay. Now come to the next test. Next test is dilute sulfuric acid test. It is done for anion like carbonate, sulfide, nitrite. So the next experiment is dilute H2SO4 test, sulfuric acid test, dilute H2SO4 test. In This test is performed for what? Carbonate, sulfide, nitride. If any of these anions present in the given salt, a gas will evolve when H2SO4
See,
is added to
is
it.
there any gas evolved? Nothing happens.
Okay.
Okay, when you take a pinch of the salt in a test tube and add dilute sulfuric acid, no gas is evolved. That means it only dissolves the salt. Okay, so it means that it does not have nitrite, carbonate, sulfide or sulfite. These ions when react with dilute sulfuric acid, they liberate a gas, sulfide H2S gas, sulfite SO2 gas, nitrite NO2 gas and carbonate CO2 gas. But no gas is evolved means such type of anions are absent. Okay, then we will perform what is called potassium permanganate solution test. Okay, for that purpose, in this salt solution with sulfuric acid, add 1 to 2 drops of potassium permanganate solution. Okay, where we add potassium permanganate solution, see is there any change in the color? No change in color. That means potassium permanganate is an oxidizing agent, so it will oxidize if any oxidizing any reducing agent is there, like Cl minus, Br minus, I minus, oxalate ion or ferrous ion. If these ions are there, then they will definitely decolorize the potassium permanganate solution. But the color is not decolorized. It means that chloride ion, bromide ion, iodide ion, oxalate ion, and Fe2 plus ions are absent. So we write there in the inference column that they are absent. Okay, this is called a preliminary test for potassium permanganate solution test. Then we will perform what is called concentrated sulfuric acid solution test. For that purpose, you need to take a pinch of the salt in a test tube, again a pinch of the salt in a test tube, then we have to add few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid solution. Concentrated sulfuric acid solution. Okay, and we add potassium, concentrated sulfuric acid solution. What is seen? See there, no change is there.
Nothing.
No change is there means you find that again chloride ion, bromide ion, nitrate ion and what is called these ions are absent. Even oxalate ion also absent. Now to acetate ion also absent. To confirm it that whether nitrate ion is there or not, you can add a few milligram of copper chips. If nitrate ion is there, it can be converted into copper nitrate after adding copper chips, and then it will release NO2 gas. See, you just heat it slightly, no change takes place. Okay, that means nitrate ion also absent. Okay, then you see when these are the three preliminary tests. When all the preliminary tests are failed, you should be ensured that the salt contains two independent anion. One is called sulfate ion, the other is called phosphate ion. So now you can perform test for sulfate ion and followed by phosphate ion. So we will perform the test for sulfate ion.
Test for sulfate.
Okay, for sulfate ion what is needed? You have to take a, you see, let us take a prepare a salt solution in a test tube. You take a salt in some water and prepare a salt solution. Okay, after preparing salt solution, you take few drops of salt solution to a test tube. Okay, add barium
Okay.
solution.
I've taken a small quantity of salt solution in a test tube. Now we are adding barium chloride solution to it. Do you observe any change? Decline. Do you observe any change? Yes, you can see a white precipitate is formed. Okay, actually sulfate salt will react with barium ion to form barium sulfate. This is the precipitate of barium sulfate, which will be insoluble in conc HCl. Okay, if we add conc HCl, it will be insoluble. So the formation of white PPT indicates the presence of sulfate ion in the given salt. Sulfate ion. Okay, white precipitate insoluble in HCl, insoluble in Conc HCl. अगर soluble होता तो सल्फाइड होता, ये insoluble in Conc HCl. ठीक है, इसमें Conc HCl थोड़ा डाल के देख, नहीं भूले, नहीं कुछ हो रहा, चलो. It is insoluble in Conc HCl. Okay. Now we have to confirm the cation. Which cation is indicated? Ammonium ion. So we have to perform test for ammonium ion. For this purpose, we take a small quantity of salt. You can solution.
In a test tube, add here few drops of NaOH solution.
Sodium hydroxide.
This is sodium hydroxide. Okay. Yes. Then add sodium hydroxide. You see, ammonia gas is released, and then when you add Nessler's reagent solution, yes, that is.
Yes, this is Nessler's reagent.
Nessler's reagent.
Sir, add drop.
Okay, here is Nessler's reagent. You can see, and then we add few drops of Nessler's reagent. What do you find? Formation of chocolate brown precipitate. See, this is a chocolate brown precipitate is formed. Okay, it is your potassium mercury iodide Nessler's reagent. Okay, it forms a chocolate brown precipitate, and that indicates the presence of ammonium ion in the salt.
Okay, at the end you will write in result the given salt sample contains which cation? NH4 plus ion, and anion is SO4 2 minus ion sulfate. That's all. Thank you.